was just smelling this plant. This is basil. Oh, I love the smell of this. Well, I am so excited today because we're going to plant in the ground some plants you can eat. Will that be good?
Yeah, me too.
Yay! Okay, so we have some really, really good friends that thought it would be a great idea to have you plant your plants in the ground in your classroom or at home. Yay! So I'm going to show you how to do that today. Okay, so first, I want you to see this. This is called a grow bag, and water, you know the water, it will, if you're watering it, it will go through and it will come out the bottom. So it's permeable. That means water can go through it, okay? The next thing we have is this. Oh, I love this. This is my soil. Oh, this is my soil. Now, some of you can wear gloves, but I don't like to wear gloves. I love to get my hands in the soil. Oh, it feels so good, and oh, it smells so good. So this is really important. This dirt is really, really important for your plant to grow. If you don't have good dirt, your plants, not so good, right? So the next thing we have are our plants. Look at these. Whoa! Look at these. These are our plants that you'll be planting. So each of you will have 2 or 3 plants to use. Okay? This is a radish. Radish. This is kale. Eat this. Now this radish turns out to be this. Okay, so look at this radish. Do you see this? What is that? What is that? That's the root of this vegetable. Right? So if you want to eat one, I love radishes. Here it is. I pulled it out of the dirt. I washed it. I picked that little root off. Yum, 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 yum. Right out of the ground. You can grow your own food. How wonderful is that? Okay, so let's start. Let's begin, okay? So the first thing you're gonna do is get your bag. Now, you should have all of the individual pieces that you need to plant, okay? So I set my bag right here next to my soil, but you have your soil in a bag. So dump it into your bag here. So I'm going to put soil in here. Oh, I love the smell of this soil. Okay, now you don't have to fill your bag totally up. Look, you want to? Or you can, if you want to. Fill it totally up with soil. Okay. All right, there we go. Do you see that? Okay, all right. So now we have our soil all ready. Now if you look at that soil, it looks a little bit wet. Looks a little bit wet, okay? So if your soil is dry, you add a little bit of water, okay? You add a little bit of water and mix it up so that it's just a little bit wet, just a little bit, okay? All right, so now your soil's all ready. Now notice over here, look at the soil we're using. This big word right there says organic. Organic. What does that mean? That means no bad stuff. No poisons, no insecticides, nothing bad that can hurt you, that can hurt our plants, or that can hurt our animals. So that's the best soil that we want to use. All right, so I have my soil pot all ready to go. I like the feel of this. You guys too. All right, so we're going to plant 3 plants in this same bucket. Okay? So I'm going to start with my kale. This is my kale. This is how you get it. And this is what I like to do. I like to pull off some of the bottom and loosen that soil up. See how I'm loosening that? Because when it was being grown in its pot, its little pot, all the roots wrapped around the bottom. And now the roots want to grow. So I'm opening all that up. So I'm going to plant this plant right about here. Now notice how I have my hand in there and I have a little hole. So I put my plant in and I'm covering it up with that soil. And I'm just patting it down a little. Now you don't want to pat that soil down really, really hard. No good. You want the soil to be a little bit loose so the roots have all this room to grow out in there and not be stuck in that hard soil. Okay, so there's one planted. Now I'm going to plant this one. What do we do first? I do it right over my pot so that all that extra soil I'm not wasting. Not wasting any of that soil. I open it up a little bit. Then what? We dig the hole. So I'm going to dig this hole right about like that. I'm going to plant that plant in there. Now what I do is very, very carefully, I hold the plant like this. Put it in, and then I spread the dirt around it. Okay? Yeah. See that? Then over here, here's the other one. I've got some friends visiting me in the garden today. Hi guys, we're doing some planting today for some of my friends at Davila Day School. Okay, here's my next one. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. Now notice how the very top of my plant isn't in the ground, right? It's not covered with soil. It's right on top. There we go. So now I have all 3 of my plants planted. What do you think about that? Okay, now this is important too. Now you need to add more water. So we're gonna water this plant with water, okay? So you're gonna water your plant. I'm not watering my plant right now because remember I told you it was already moist. But if your soil isn't real moist, I want you to water this plant. And then you need to put this planter somewhere where the water can come out the bottom, okay? So you can put it on the ground, on dirt, or on the sidewalk like bricks, or you could put it has a couple of little handles like that. You can talk to your adults about possibly putting some strings on it and hanging it, or you can put it in a planter. So it's called a planter saucer, and on the bottom it holds all that water in for you so it doesn't get on your floor or your table or anything like that. Okay? Okay, so these wonderful plants right now. Remember these radishes? This is what you're going to get out of the ground. Now sometimes you might get a little one. Look how little that one is. See that one right there? It's little. So they might not all be really big ones, but they'll be little. And it can take about 3 weeks. 3 weeks until they grow. And then below here is that radish root. It's underneath the dirt. It's right here. Remember this? I love it. I love radishes. Do you like vegetables? I love vegetables. I also like candy. But I am going to grow my own food. How exciting is that? Oh, my friends, my friends, my friends. I miss you so much. And I can't wait until you can come back and visit me here at the garden. But until then, you know what that means. That means I really love you guys. So happy planting with Miss Smarty Plants. I miss you guys. Can't wait. And you know what? Send me some pictures. Send me some pictures of your plants. I would love that. Okay. See you guys later, alligator. Miss Smarty Plants loves you.